It's a phone call about daily update TV nation and message and about channel one hit or the subscribe or no like it. Say drop in the latest news to be our overjibre also inside to me I can be. Now your bora in Simon the latest news at for to me abe bomb. Yes. After say you were John Domain Mahama a pass bill. No sign is a all telcos in a companies now multi E-Levy na munyai. Na say no. Yang say, what's it? Any company beer obey undermine this a year law no omubisiu ewo court. Yes, because me who say and no damn missing this guy or moteme. And no mot empty for teme pa means me minim kwanya the president assigned that than so fu and that's what no. Because I don't know the reason why and no moteme send this guy or moteme indeed. President say we ye free hope and I feel so much say ubi be undermine the law ne be so no company no ombesiu our court na yumungram gentie ensem ne bia ba ya ka bia no ye dum nsem bebramo
ede eye na sem aye dwuma because ye nim impedifo bi ebedi ma ye nim a omo hihye ebo bi a bebre promises bebre ye hwehwe it's E-Levy no be gidi so obi oye momo bi obi oye eye transaction bia with eye mobile phone and I say ye network communication network bia no yati asem de so eye MTN no eye Airtel Tigo eye Telecel mekeka ho bia no eye ade a ye ntu E-Levy biom anti and then more my transaction no woso ayate on eyade e verify the amount and the ISA ti say e sue company no wo court nti eyade asesia no aba abededwa endra no eye na obi bre say oh his excellency John Dramani Mahama sign me ye na ye hu so de but ye hu so matie eyade a na take effect there nti ye wura eye 2nd April 2025 eye ahomache 12 pepepe no mo sha asese omoti enti bebi a wo bia na wutie me no asemda no bebre so nya messages ahoro wo omo phones so enti say ade the road is clear no shaky ye pema koyenim enti ayetin of the past enya ade a ombetie E-Levy biom enti eho asem no asemda no minim say bebre na di ho adanse ye bie phone lines kra de a temni say bebre na beka ho asem ma aye enije sem papa na ebiom eye missing containers a ayira yatete ehun sem no eye 1300 and say ade bia beka ho 347 missing containers ayira ifi the port of Ghana Tema port no so emun sem ababebre na ebeka ya openi bia under his excellency Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo na oye ECD peni a aka kra bi ma yebeto aba ohun say oh say ade omadi nkuku nti or resign ya your friend a Samuel Dubik Mahama or sign a lawyer. You want to call a media tour. You want what televisions are who be brave so Sasun you will baby be brave. Ah, what shall I say, Casa or so on a dear your friend is saying on Jindy say containers no under their watch. No Samba can't say me say on the who said GR4 epese omo your friend is saying omo auction containers no or trail letter. Time oye managing director the my ECG Electricity Company of Ghana no, or trail letter them almost say no mama omo auction containers no nti only there to the knowledge no enya dia ye to me eton container bia no omo auction container bia eyen se mebre aye hu okakan platform ofia na wakwa ha na oka nti ama aye hu pa na ye bisa say containers eyira and Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo Dr. Mahmoud Baumia nti say sia no director ne dey no person o kan menim say mpanifo betwe na bisa no ye bisa eye minority leader osanso oye den eye board chairman eye owura apenyo makin ye bisa ono so say oye board and under the watch no e ba ne sen ye nti na no di sem ye bisa owura na poso a no so no oye minister of energy den no so den no nim me say pedifo betwen na bebi anokra no obi ano ye be hu yanko nre ni bre say ye hu flyer na edi anim te board 10 pepepe ye mu bebre na ye hwe na ye pese eti asem obeka nti eye ohia ye nua Alfredo Kansi a owo TV3 ni bre no news night oni ni di nkomo na okeka nsem bisa me pese ye beko na yekoti nsema Samuel Dubik Mahama former managing director de my ECG or the Tudja.
Strongly the containers are at the port.
The containers are at the port.
And they are within the control of, because before I finish that statement, there are only 2 entities that have control of those containers. Let's bear in mind that the minister went into the port, a restricted area. Containers have a formula as to how they leave the port. This conversation would have been different if we were saying that the containers were in the custody of ECG and got lost. But that is not the conversation. The conversation is that those containers are at the port. So they are in the custody of GPHA and Ghana Customs. So it begs the question as to, yes, ECG hasn't paid its duties. Fine. Yes. So why auction a container belonging to ECG without knowledge to ECG? Because in my candid opinion, that's the only way a container can leave the port. A container is not like a piece of paper that you fold and throw away. True. For international supply chain logistics, a container has a unique number. Now, let me draw you to the committee's work, because that is where I want us to draw inference from. The committee said 1,346 containers are missing. How are they missing? There are processes at the port. Let's go through those processes. Have we spoken to the shipping lines? Have we visited the other terminals? Have we gone through the right channel? Because listen, the last I know, before I left, were that containers were auctioned. We did write to GRA to complain about those containers being auctioned.
Containers were auctioned with the content of the containers as well.
Yes.
ECG containers.
Yes.
Were auctioned by who?
It would be by the GRA, because when it goes to an unclaimed sector of the port, it's still within the jurisdiction of the Ghana Revenue Authority, the Customs Division.
Okay. The misplaced containers, that's wrongdoing. It's not
by who?
Proper procedure.
Who misplaced it?
I think you should be answering those questions.
It was with the custody of the what? Ghana Customs and in the custody of Ghana ports.
But
so if they are
over time you import containers with content and they are misplaced, and as an MD you don't get concerned about it, how do you expect me to also believe that
from what you are saying,
you are not part of the entire syndicate?
If that's the case, so be it. It will come out in the forensic audit. If that's the case, so be it. Let the record show that Dubik was part of the syndicate. If that is what we are looking for, let's look for it. What would be Dubik's aim to be part of a syndicate to take containers out? Do I live in a container house? Well, are my homes? If you have come to my home and it was built with containers, yes, you can say something like that.
Mr. Samuel Dubik Mahama. Onona or a former managing director de my ECG. And then some more church room say edu baby no na containers na a war port no GRA custom division omo de omo nsa atoso enti ohun oti say omo pese omo auction containers no o treko say yenya ne sa munya abotre because ECG no ade ne baaye no na aye say ehia omo so omo po omo mpo tedu bibi na say ne say GRA otwa na auction no omo so yenti ono de to knowledge no onim say ECG ense nim but GRA ne authorities temaport show omo nsa GPHA omo na omo hwa port ho na wo hwa container bia wonim say number serial number ni ade nti omo check it from there mama yemfa blame na ma ECG enti say anade na nya another twist I just say GRA for so ye betwe omo didididi custom division omo GRA ye betwe omo dididi ebisa omo cause nsama adobi keke de oso ono wo no ho de ote se omo pese omo auction o trail letter to say no goods ne de ECG dia but munya abotre wo just say ye ton container na tan content consignment woman no ye ton no so aka ti munya abotre enti imono na jamo no de resign enti to no de mu nim no enti nsam ya okay de na che say GRA customs division for more port ansa na authorities or more port me che Ghana Port and Harbors Authority so almost so question to answer was answer me because more okay de ye twa no auction enti na Chinese for nim niam kan but ye ba hwem asem no emu onwem kakra ono no bai ni ntie mo de abeka ho nti wo ye Ghana ni a ma Ghana ye duru no magano man Ghana yedru no e ha adwene ye papa say containers say 1300 and ebia beka ho kwa 1346 out of 2500 into more than half of the container amika say ayehu baby eko che enche na ehu say 40 wo Shire Hills opposite Shire Hills gaming reserve ho na Chinese phobia omo melting da de ne ade omo koto bi de ba nti me feel sense no eko no ye behwe na ye hu ma eko Chinese for no so omo ton no kwampa so say auction etisen o me din say excellency John Dramani Mahama de bia metena ha ka enya ade a ye besesa ya no ye say Ghana fo se ye nka kire wo say his excellency say wotumi etumi gigi sa niema ye sika akohye baabi niema a eye state ne dia wo gigi onokra man 4 years ya ye okay because aye bi pen one may schools, one may roads, one may markets, one may cheap compounds, hospitals. And yama dear, you come infrastructure. We a nations builder. Why be bramaye? Ti sang ya me, you know, say a fuck one should ye sika niama, na ya di ya niama go Ghana. Sang ya me to me di bet me idea ye niama bebre. Na wo shema ekoswo yi si ja me gidi sem penifo munda so. Eye sector minister John Abdullah Jinapo. Ne mpanifo a muka bi owom egi moma mani nkwa asem hu yi it's asem di omon fast track no because ya nhwe ni ya mebeda na enya different twist in sembebri na nkasa mon fast track Ghana fo adwene wo so containers na idan Ghana fo adwene wo so enti mon fast track no me na yehu meko na masem ne da na enda yehu mpanifo nsase yi si din senim GR4 custom division 4 aha na yehu masem ne ko enti edietene no em se bibia ekoso a sesi Ghana 40 gold board ye ka gold board a new company eba chese ebehwe Ghana ye gold ho nsensem yenim se ye gold bebre omo smog nyame adom Ghana sesi America say omo rank Ghana first efan gold production oman Ghana ye the first na no kwa woman say gold board no ono no ba ye yense cocoa board bibia efa no gold ho de omo no mu di ho dwuma sir wo pese first no bia se ma license between export to gold no says ya no gold board no obe authorize ono no obehwe kwan so a obefa so na watumi export ye gold no efa bibia adwede efa no gold ho bia no ebetumi abo nti we no ema ye gold yen smogel we no ema ye gold yen famfafa baabi omo na ebe so authorize company a omo behwe ye golden sensem ene betumi aboa manfasode a Ghana o se yenya no yetumi enya mfasode a gold ebo o man Ghana yenya na yetumi akese no kre ye sika yenya wo gold we na ede aye ye ma obi individual obi anye gold ni nye we emfa ha em se bebre na ate ho asem na ye na ebe di ho adanse ese ba parliament de oma pass ewie ma bibia etumi adedin nti aka his excellency John Dramani Mahama oba send it to the bill sent it to the bill na implementation aye adwuma na gold board adwuma kuno etumi abobo ade aye adwuma kama ma bibia etumi akonkan but then no me pese me siw so biom na wode waso fam yen na wutie acting CEO de ma PMMC ora Sami Jemfi ni interview bi o grante ye kwan on fesu chechire mu me ye na eti asente oti gold board a ora Sami Jemfi enya abotre me ni na ye ntie kwan ye be fa so a gold board na ba betumi ama Ghana ye gold ho fa so kra no ye tumi ye na ya benefit na ya kase no kra Ghana ye tu gold wa ha nti sa why kra do a me pese be ka ko fa sa kase mfonyi no na ye tie ye ora Sami Jemfi ni chechire ma o de mai e fa gold board eduma ku fofra e ba Ghana no mo ma ye ntie
77 clauses in the gold board bill, but to summarize, I will say that it is a bill that is seeking to structure, streamline, and regulate the gold trading industry of Ghana. To structure it, to streamline it, and to regulate it. For what objective? The objective is simple: to optimize national benefits. So the current gold trading sector of Ghana is very unstructured, very fragmented and unregulated. And as a result, the state is not getting the benefits it needs to get from that important resource we've been endowed with by God. You know that for a long time, Ghana has been a major producer and exporter of gold. In fact, as we speak, Ghana is the lead exporter of gold. But if you go on the streets of Ghana and you ask any ordinary Ghanaian whether or not as a nation we have benefited from gold, the answer will be no. Yes, gold has played a very key role in our developmental, process as a nation, but we all agree that we could have done far better with gold. Now, so whilst agencies like the Minerals Commission, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources and Environment and Science try to manage the environmental impact of mining, the mining of gold in our country, His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama believes that we also need to look at the trading of gold and see what benefits we can get, because for a very long time